Hi guys, it's Judith Restinka, personal trainer and strength and conditioning coach here from Move Pain Free. Today's topic is a massively important topic, insulin sensitivity. You hear more and more about insulin sensitivity now, and I think it's going to be the next word for weight loss and even for weight gain actually. So what's insulin sensitivity and why is it so important? It is because the more insulin sensitive you are, the leaner you are. There is a correlation in there, researchers show. How do we get it? Why we are losing it? So let's say an example, those guys and girls in the gym who you know very well, they go 3, 4, 5 times a week to the gym, and you even see them running along the river on Saturdays, and they don't seem to change shape, they don't seem to lose weight. And you wonder to yourself that what's the point then doing all this, and then I can just eat whatever I want and stay the same now. Really, I'm busting my bottom myself, and these guys are there all the time and nothing changes. Well, let's just examine the case. What went wrong? Clearly, these people haven't really changed their diets, or they haven't been thinking of limiting carbohydrate intakes. So why do we need to limit carbohydrate intakes? Because we take too much, we eat too much. The body is designed to store fat in unlimited amount for a good reason, because fat is a good energy source. So it is great high, 1 gram is twice as much energy than 1 gram of carbohydrate. So you can see that the body wouldn't really have fat stored if it wouldn't rely on it, if it wouldn't be necessary for functioning. So we're storing fat, but even just 3% of body fat would be enough for you to run 2 marathons back to back. 3% is those very, very lean guys, when they're competition looking guys. Yeah, so they could run marathons with that amount of energy. Carbohydrates, on the other hand, is only stored in the muscles and the liver for a good reason, because it's very easy to release them from there. And they are really good for short bursts of energy. The only organ or organs that really need this quick source of energy is the brain, really, and the heart occasionally. But you can see now that the body doesn't rely, or wouldn't naturally rely, on carbohydrate as energy source if good fats would be available, or if we would let it to use fat as energy source. So, how to improve insulin sensitivity then? Insulin is an anabolic hormone. It would help to build the body. No, it's not counterproductive. It's good building. It's building muscle. Muscle is needed to burn energy, as you know. The more you have, the more energy you're going to burn. The more you have, the more insulin sensitive you will become, because obviously the body will be able to facilitate more storage for carbohydrates, for glucose, as you know. So what do you need to do to gain insulin sensitivity? Your ability to take on carbohydrates from the bloodstream when it's in abundance. You want to make sure that you exercise. What sorts of exercise, you ask? Well, weight training is your best choice in this case, for the aforementioned reasons as well, because you're going to gain muscle mass, obviously you're storing more carbohydrate, more facilities for carbohydrates to be stored. Furthermore, it is going to increase your ability to take on carbohydrates. Then you want to reduce carbs and increase protein intake, which I always talk about as well. How do you do that? Be sensible. Obviously, first, half the amount. Trust me, it's going to be plentiful still. So halving the amounts of carbs you are usually eating, and obviously changing the sources of carbohydrates you're eating. Go for the complex versions, go for something that is in its best natural form. Obviously raw vegetables are the best form of carbohydrates. They are hard to get to in terms of breaking down the cell walls. But of course a stir fry is the next step down. And then you can always add vegetables to the products that you're baking, or the meat you are baking. But ideally, vegetables are first choice, then the complex carbohydrates. Fruits, if you have a lot to lose, then you want to limit those. But then you can argue that, okay, then I can become mineral and vitamin deficient. Indeed, but I can tell you, if you're overweight, if you're pale, if you have red rashes on your skin, if you have digestive problems, you already suffering from vitamin deficiencies because of your inability, or your digestive system inability to absorb these. And other digestive system problems. So your best bet is start supplementing. Even if you are against it, it can't harm for a couple of months to supplement with a very good quality multivitamin supplement. And then you can ask for a general blood test to find out whether you do need to take additional vitamin B and vitamin D supplements as well. If you do this, if you decrease the carbohydrates and increase the proteins, you're already going to see changes. The more insulin resistant you've been, the greater results you get. But the more insulin resistant you have been, a cheat meal will really play havoc with you. So if you are very overweight, there are no cheat meals. Really, you mustn't allow yourself to have processed food and processed carbohydrates, because then you undo all the good things that you have done up until then. The thumb of rule is try everything for 3 weeks, see how it works for you. Gradually decrease the carbohydrates, not from one day to the other, because you are not accustomed to it. So of course you're going to get irritated and fidgety. So gradually going down, like we said, half, you will still be okay, because every processed food is containing far too much carbohydrate anyway. And then slowly limiting this and that. Start reading the labels, then you will find that, oh, actually all sources are containing loads of carbohydrate. So start limiting those, use olive oils instead. That leads me to my next point, fats. You want to include more fats in your diet. I can't emphasize it enough. So have the extra coconut oil, have an avocado a day, half avocado with breakfast, half avocado with dinner. Have nuts, nut paste, sesame seed coconut snacks. Have seed butters, have seed sprinkled, pine corn sprinkled over your salad. Increase the fat intake, because the more you do that, the better results you're going to get. Remember, fat is a good source of energy, and the body will prefer that if you're reducing the carbohydrate, if you allow the body to prefer that. Yeah, so that's your next thing to do. Increase vegetable intake, that goes without saying. Clearly, if you're reducing fruits, you want to increase vegetables. If you're increasing protein, you want to increase vegetables, because vegetables have their own enzymes, have their own capability to help digestion. And in a modern lifestyle, when everything is a rush, we're constantly stressed out. Even the alarm clock stresses us out in the morning. You do want something that protects you from this. And you do want to recognize that these stresses are going to decrease the digestive hormones in the digestive enzymes, and the body is going to produce less and less due to these stresses. So please consume more vegetables, helping digestion, also because you want more minerals and vitamins, and also because you want more fibers in the system, helping the gut, helping your good flora to flourish. Any other points? Fish oil I haven't mentioned. Yeah, so that comes with the fats, fat intake, but also watch it when you buy fish oil capsules. Please buy very high quality